ensure the federal government implements policies that utilize the river's resources to support businesses and people while creating jobs and economic opportunities which we desperately need. I'm excited to work with members of this committee to pass meaningful legislation and a strong word of bill that allows the United States to prosper. Previous administrations have implemented several regulations related to the waters of the United States, or WOTUS. Through red tape and litigation, these WOTUS regulations have hindered states, businesses, and energy producers from carrying out simple projects. Mr. Haston, in your testimony, you highlighted how the Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation received a streamlined nationwide permit 3, which took 9 months to get, causing damage to your hydropower plant. I'm confident that a streamlined permit should not have taken 9 months to complete. Based on your expertise, what would a normal time frame have been?
Thank you, Congressman. I think it depends on the work. So there's different permits. I think in our estimation, given that it's a existing structure, everything we were asking for was to return it to the design condition. The fact that the Arkansas River is an extreme water resource, that adds a level of additional scrutiny. So that scrutiny takes some time. But I think in our estimation and planning, we would have thought for a nationwide permit to do a repair on a weir, which is there to prevent cavitation it acts in a way to prevent cavitation of the turbines, which if you don't take care of that can affect reliability. We would have thought, 60 to 90 days, 30 days. It's in that time frame, definitely not 9 months. And then the challenge is when you finally get it, it is valid for 5 years. So that's a good thing. But these conditions in the river that allow this maintenance, you're sort of at the whim of God and nature as to when that'll occur. And if it doesn't happen in the next 5 years, then we have to go through the same process. You see how we could keep missing the boat.
Gotcha. With a 9-month approval process for maintenance repairs on existing energy projects, what does this administration and Congress need to do to eliminate some of these burdensome requirements?
I think definitely continuation of these nationwide programs, which the intent of those is streamlined reviews. Maybe set some clearly defined timelines on what those are, and maybe push us to say, hey, let's do the right thing, but let's do it in a more efficient fashion. Increased coordination between the different agencies, right? Instead of it just being a scattergram of confusing requirements, as Mr. Hanner said, we're not sure what you have to comply with. Something that requires, a singular source, a singular, somebody's the lead agency, but there's an answer, here's the answer, we know what it is, and we know what to do. I think also from Arkansas, so Razorbacks, I shouldn't want to put up a transmission line and find a hog wallow out there where the wild hogs have been digging around and there's some mud and some water, and then have to wonder if that's a water of the U.S. But I do have to wonder. And I have to hire consultants to come tell me if a pig wallow in the middle of a field is waters of the U.S. And so the Sackett decision, I think, tried to eliminate some of that lack of common sense and good environmental science. But I think we still have very broad determinations of what are waters of the U.S. And so in my opinion, adhering to what the Supreme Court said and requiring federal agencies to comply with that, and let's get clear definitions. Waters of the U.S., waterways, as I've heard other testimony, we want to protect the water, but a mud wallow in the middle of a field that stops a transmission line, when I've got a huge lithium deposit in Arkansas that I think our nation also wants to get lithium out of the ground, rare earth metals, that kind of thing. If it delays those types of projects, you're just delaying those types of national priorities. And I would say also, just better communication and transparency so that everybody can see, a request is in, here's your due date, here's the status, something that's more transparent than you just send it and then hope for the best and wait for months.
Thank you very much. Chairman, I yield back.